All right, guys, how we doing on this Sunday, November 5th? Can't believe it's November already. Just gonna play with the volume a little bit to make sure it sounds pretty good. So here we go, guys. So today is episode 803 of The Walking Dead. Who's excited for it? I am. So as always, guys, thank you for joining me. Post anything on the live chat that you want to talk about. And yeah, so what's going on, guys? Have you watched the first two episodes? Are you up to date? Number 3's on the way. Anybody watching Stranger Things? Anybody watching anything else? I guess The Walking Dead is in season, so that's really let me just put a thing in there. Okay, so what's up, everybody? I'm just gonna wait for more people to get in to start talking a little bit. So I could not do a live stream last Sunday because I was at Stalker Atlanta, and it was pretty good. The convention was pretty smooth. They did better than I thought they were going to do. It's the 5th year of Stalker Atlanta, and it was pretty awesome. How's everybody doing? I'm on the 3rd episode of Stranger Things. Well, we're going into the 4th. So we watched the first 3. So we watched the 3rd of the season because there's 9 episodes. And it's pretty good. It's picking up some cool stuff. I like where they're going with the show. Stranger Things is pretty cool. It's filmed in Georgia as well. So yeah, Walker Stalker was last weekend. That's why I could not do this live stream, because I was there filming a lot of the panels. So hopefully you've seen a lot of the Walker Stalker panel videos. I have the Rick and Michonne panel. I have the Kingdom panel I just put up, the Abraham Army panel that I just put up too, and the Negan panel. All the panels are very good. My favorite one is actually the Negan panel. Jeffrey Dean Morgan does a great job. He's up there by himself. He talks for about 45 minutes by himself. No moderator, anything. He's answering questions. It's very entertaining. If you like Negan or not, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is an awesome guy, and he was getting some flack recently in the news, but it's pretty cool. Definitely check out the panels, guys. There are 3 parts, except for the Abraham Army panel. That was a shorter panel. That's only 2 parts because it's a 30-minute panel. And I just put up the Kingdom one. Jerry's very awesome. Lenny James is very funny, and Harry Payton, I want to say Gary, but it's Harry Payton who plays Ezekiel, is very cool. So post your questions in the live chat. If I don't answer them, just post them again, because I'm just going to talk about a couple things. And so have you guys seen the spoilers for episode 803? Have you not? Have you stayed away from them? Have you been watching it? Because I'm going to talk about some spoilers, and I don't want to give anything away unless you're here for that to talk about it. So I hate to be the guy that, hey, get out of this channel, get out of this video if you don't want to talk about some spoilers in the episode. But you guys, I know a lot of people think of my channel as a spoiler channel. I don't want to be known as a spoiler channel. I want to be known as a Walking Dead channel. We have good stuff on the conventions, the panels, the videos, the comics, the merchandise, everything on there too. So I like the spoilers. People want to know the information, so I spread the word once I get it and I put it out there, and I'm excited about it. To me, I'm torn 50-50 if I like the spoilers or not. I can't help but, thinking about the spoilers. So it's going to be a good episode. 803 is definitely going to be a very good episode. Thank you, Twitter. I just hit 40,000 subscribers. Hopefully all you guys in here are subscribers. And if you are, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. If you aren't, please hit that subscribe button. It'll really help us out. Our goal is 100,000 subscribers. I want to get that silver play button, and I want to make more of an effort to be a full-time YouTuber. So I want to have that stuff going on. But so I can share more information with you guys, like conventions, like panels, like information, like spoilers, like that. So the spoilers for 803 are good, and I think they're reputable. It's a couple different. So yeah, 60,000 like that. We'll get there one day with help from you guys on there too. So if you can, guys, tell your friends, tell your family about our channel. If they like The Walking Dead, then I think they'll enjoy our channel. The Walking Dead discussion on there as well. I got a contest coming up. I'll talk more about that towards the end of this video, but it's a giveaway. I'll be having many more giveaways, and that's why I want to be able to do this more and more and more towards it. Just from the financial aspect, I just have to be able to take more time towards this because you got bills to pay, you know. So overall, the convention was very good. I got to go to Nick and Norman's, and well, we went there 3 times, ate there once. It's a very good restaurant. It's a smaller restaurant. The food is good. It's a little pricier, but if you live in the States, or if you don't, there was a lot of people from all over the world in Senoia when we were there for the convention in Atlanta, but the convention brought a lot of people. So it wouldn't be as crazy, I think, on a regular week. And maybe if The Walking Dead's not in season for filming like they are right now, they're wrapping up. They're about episode 15, I think, right now, and then 16, and then it's over. So they'll probably be done before Thanksgiving. So they probably got 2 more weeks of filming left, and then they're done for season 8. It's going to be a wrap. Some good information is coming out about that too. I took a Atlanta movie tour of a lot of different filming locations, and one of our tour guides was a walker on the show, and she was saying that she filmed recently as a walker. She couldn't tell us much information, but there's going to be more walkers, there's going to be more stuff, and then I know the other, spoilers about this season, and the rest of season 8 looks great. It sounds great. It's exciting. I'm excited for it. So yeah, man, new cap right here for that. I also got a Georgia Bulldogs hat when I was there, just representing the state of Georgia. Got to see a lot of different filming sites, so I'll be posting more videos about that on there too. So let's talk about season 8, episode 3. And so last time, spoilers are coming. If you don't want to know this stuff, stop watching. So we're going to have some deaths this episode, and they're not really going to be anything shocking if you know the episode or the comics. Eric, he was one of my predictions because of the comic, and I think that's not a big difference. He got shot in the stomach. He's in the middle of a war zone. He's not going to be able to survive that, and he doesn't. He comes back as a walker, and I don't see anyone taking him out this episode as but Eric dies. And the other thing that's kind of annoys me about the whole sequence is Morales dies. And it's like, why did you bring him back just to be on the show for 10 minutes? It's just dumb, guys. So, great question about the Carl thing. I'll talk about that towards the end of the video as well. But Carl, there's a lot of speculation about Carl. Not this episode. Don't worry about that, Carl fans. But I'll talk about what it is and what's going on, if it's true or not, and where we stand on that. I'm going to make many more videos about that, especially when we get more information. But Carl has been in the news lately, and yeah, exactly, Daniel Salazar, that's for sure. They did the Morales thing to shut the fans up, basically, I guess, to quiet the fans, because I'm sure Kirkman and Gimple and people at conventions and stuff, and there's always that one guy who's like, when is Morales coming back? Is Morales still alive? And the people are like, we're just going to get this. Dan's Reviews, get a shout out right there, Dan's Reviews. So, yeah, it's crazy to think that Morales is back. He's a savior. He turns on Rick, and I see a little remorse when he's talking to him, even though the acting was kind of bad in there too. But he's going to get an arrow through the head. The skull is Rick's going to be talking to Morales, and then Daryl's supposed to come in and put an arrow thing there too. So I like the idea of that. I don't know if the audio is real. Tudor, good question. I don't know if the Carl audio is what I presume is what you're asking about. It's just a lot of stuff has been coming out. I don't know when more stuff, because the credible sources are there, but they're just, I don't know. We're just not there yet. As it get closer to that date of the mid-season premiere, the episode 8, we'll be able to know that too. But as for episode 803, Morales is going to die, Eric's going to die, some other saviors are going to die, and I believe that's the big ones. Nobody other worth noting is going to die, like Jared, or he should go. I don't know anyone that's like, yeah, I like Jared. Jared should stay around. And that's what bothered me in episode 802. I'm going to talk a little bit about that because I couldn't do this last time. Episode 802 I thought was good. I think it's getting better than the first. I thought it was real good for the season. I think season 8's been pretty good the first 2 episodes, but 802 was just so annoying that good question, Ari Apple. Shiva is the thing. I'll talk about Shiva in a second. So it's a thing that episode 802 just left me annoyed. It left me annoyed with just they didn't do things. Like Jesus had no problem going into the outpost in season 6. And then we go back in season 8 and it's like, I don't want to kill these people. I don't want to do this. I would assume Maggie does not want these people around. We'll find out in this episode 803 that Maggie does not want all these saviors and all these people to live in the hilltop. And it's just like, what the heck is Jesus doing? The writers are doing it. He's just acting out the parts, Tom Payne. But it's like, we don't need all this morality stuff. It was so annoying. Like, I could understand the guy's got his hands up. He's like, I'm a worker. I didn't want to do this. But then he steps on the bottle and is like, basically, I don't care about Maggie and her stupid baby. Okay, boom, you're gone. See you later. Somebody wrote a good comment in one of my videos and said, here's a great way to figure out what saviors to keep alive. They say, what is your name? If they say Negan, gone. What's your name? Negan, gone. What's your name? People will change real fast, or they'll keep saying Negan and you take them out. That's it. That's how you weed people out. I understand keeping people alive, but this is war, man. All these people are just going to be so annoying to keep alive. Who's going to feed all these people? Who's going to walk all these people back? And why are you walking them back to the hilltop? Why don't you just tie them up, take control of the outpost, put them somewhere, or do something? You know, I don't know what the logic is that is, but we have to have a morality person. It was Morgan. Well, it was Dale. And then it was Morgan, and now it's Jesus. And then who else is it going to be? What's the morality of things going to happen? There's no way Maggie wants to keep any of these saviors alive, especially Negan, especially these people. She doesn't want to have these people alive, so why is Jesus doing this? I don't know. Maybe he didn't lose anybody yet, but I'm just not sure there. So Donnie, in episode 3 will be on at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that is less than 8 hours. It's about, 7 hours and 48 minutes. So you'll be about 8 hours away from that too. So I guess you're trying to look for a streaming thing on there too. But yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, my time zone here in Florida. But so that was really annoying. And I know a lot of fans were just being annoyed by what Jesus was doing. And then Tara didn't do anything. She didn't act on her own, which she could have. She could have shot the guy. Morgan could have shot Jared, could have done that. But they didn't. For some reason, the writers didn't do that. And Jesus was having everyone under control and not having anyone do that. And that's what causes big conflict in this episode 803, which I'm excited to see the fight between Jesus and Morgan, and I know Lenny James is very excited to have it on screen. He actually talks about in one of the panels that I just put up on the video. There's a lot of good stuff in those panels, guys. They talk about some stuff for season 8. They can only say so much, but I think it was pretty good. But yeah, a lot of people are saying Jared, they don't want him around, and he's going to live until the second half of season 8, and then we'll hopefully get a satisfying thing is what the word is. But the satisfying things need to happen now. People are going to be like, this show's stupid. They're not giving me anything. There's no big payoff. There's not even a little payoff yet. The saviors have been winning still, and they still are winning a little bit on there too. And if you think about it, Rick and that group hasn't really taken out any saviors. They took out some outposts before they met Negan. They took out some lookout points. They shot some windows at the sanctuary. Negan has killed more of the saviors than anybody else. He killed the guy who tried to rape Sasha, and he was gone. And what has Rick and those guys really done? They've taken out some outposts now. They're back to taking out some outposts, and now they're keeping people alive. So Jesus, hopefully he gets a moment where he can knock some sense into him, and hopefully it's the fight between Morgan. Morgan supposedly gets into a fight with Jesus and loses. Jesus beats him up a little bit, I guess, takes his stick. Morgan gets it back, and he's about to kill Jesus with it, but then he stops, is what the words are saying, and then Morgan leaves. Morgan goes out on his own. So Morgan sticks around. I'm not worried about Morgan dying. Morgan is not going to die this season. If he does, it'll be the very end of season 8, because there's been filming. He's been seen filming for a lot of this season. It's a big season for Morgan, which is fine. I think he's pretty cool. He's Terminator now. We had Carol, who's a Terminator. Then we have Morgan now, and we need a good mix of all those things. So I'm excited to see episode 803 in there too. We're going to have some casualties. We're going to have Ezekiel start to be faking it till he makes it, and we're going to know that he's kind of a fraud, and he's going to get some of his people killed in this episode and the next one. So it's gonna be a twist and turn. It's morality is the thing that comes back around. The other videos that I made about the 50 cal Browning, that's where a lot of the stuff, the weapons, are going to be pretty important for Negan. For Daryl and Rick to find that, they have to go to another outpost because they're not at the one where Morales is at. The other thing is that baby Gracie will be okay. Don't worry, guys. I know everyone's worried about baby Gracie. What's going to happen with this baby? Rick is the killer of all these dads. He killed Shane, who's the baby father of Judith, and then the man who's the savior who killed Gracie. We're assuming that's Gracie's dad, who Rick puts through the shelf support. He had Grace as God or something on his chest, or Grace is good on his chest. So I'm going to assume that's Gracie's dad. And the baby will be taken by Rick, and Rick finds Aaron, and Aaron takes the baby to the hilltop where the baby comes around. And who knows, maybe that's a big character down the road. Who knows what happens with baby Gracie? But people are speculating that Judith is going to die now, and that's Gracie. But if you know the actress who played the flash forward Judith, if it's a real timeline or not, we just don't know yet, that was Judith at 6 years old. It said on her trailer. I have a picture of that in the video. So the Judith Gracie theory is, it's debunked that it's not Gracie because it seems to be Judith. I think Gracie will be around, and they're more that Gracie goes to the hilltop, not Alexandria. So she could come back at any time in 5-6 years, but it's Judith at 6 years. So Rick would have to age 6 years in the flash forward, which he could. But to me, I think that Judith Gracie theory is that it's Judith, not Gracie, because I don't think Judith's going to die in the war. That would be terrible. We're not going to kill toddlers or babies or anything like that in the war. That would be horrible television. We wouldn't want to watch that happen at all. So, but you're right, Trevor. Heard that Gracie gets raised by Aaron. Well, I don't know if she is raised by Aaron. Aaron just takes Gracie to the hilltop, and maybe Birdie takes care of her, or one of the other members of Hilltop who survives the war as well. So there's going to be a lot more to come with the Hilltop. The other big thing is that the Hilltop, we see Gregory again. And Gregory comes on the door and knocks on the front door of the Hilltop. And they open it a little bit. And Maggie's standing right there. And what do? They have an argument. They do this. Gregory lies about Father Gabriel, that Father Gabriel, he didn't know who that was. He found the car and he drove back to the Hilltop. Maggie, says, you sold us out, blah, 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 after they bicker this and that. And then there's a funny moment with Kale. It's pretty funny. But that ultimately Gregory is allowed back into the Hilltop. They don't do anything to hurt Gregory just yet. If you know the comics, you'll know what happens to the character. It just can't come soon enough. It's going to be one of those things that we have to wait for it and wait for it and yet wait for it again. People are getting tired of waiting. Let's get this going. And that's one of my things that I'm just being frustrated with The Walking Dead is we need more payoff. We need more stuff, the big things to happen. We need that Gregory to go. We need Jared to go. We need, certain characters need to go and not come back. And we don't need more morality in this. We know they have morality. We know Rick's group has morality. We know stuff is there. It's the tough choices to make, life or death. It's not about, but you saw the underlying motive and the, topic of season 8 is that it's not about Rick Grimes. It's not about one person. It's about the world. It's about rebuilding the world. It's about everyone coming together. And I guess that's what Jesus wants to do, is we're going to bring them there and show that everyone can live together in a perfect world. Well, you can't. The Saviors aren't big. They aren't good people. They'll take you out. They will lie to you. They will get what they want to do to keep themselves in power and in live. And that's it. They can't be, the two things won't mesh well. Rick's group, Maggie's group, and Ezekiel's group, they will not mesh well with the Saviors. So we'll see. It's just one of those where you're like, oh man, it's just frustrating. So we'll see if that goes bye-bye, if the morality thing goes away towards the middle part of season 8, if not the after part of season 8, the second half of it. So we'll see how it goes down. But Shiva is going to be alive. I can say that about episode 803. but I don't know about 804 yet, but I would assume that's where she gets her death in 804, because the way it ends 803, it's setting up 804 with the big thing with Ezekiel, and I would assume Jerry and Ezekiel get away, and Carol better get away too, but I assume she gets away, and they get swarmed by walkers, and Shiva attacks the walkers, so Ezekiel and Jerry, and I would assume Carol, they all get away, but Shiva dies. She gets devoured by walkers, like her comic death. It just happens in episode 804, is what I'm guessing, is what the word is. And it's a shame because I like Shiva. I like Shiva actually better than Ezekiel, but we'll see what happens with Shiva. But I would assume that the CGI is very expensive and they can't keep making it. And they've done really well with the tiger from the very beginning, from the trailer at Comic-Con to season 7 to now, when she was just standing there being petted by Ezekiel, and then when she attacked the one savior, where she ran and jumped and took him out, is pretty awesome. So hopefully she goes down fighting and she just gets overrun and swarmed by walkers, which would be pretty terrible. So that looks to be in episode 804 is what I'm getting out, all that stuff. So what's up, guys? Thank you for joining me on there. We got a bunch of people just join us. So what's up, Dan, on there as well. Post your comments in the live chat if you want to do, anything in particular. If you want to do a super chat, I can do that stuff too. I appreciate all the stuff, guys, taking time on this Sunday for it. So I'll go about, another 40 minutes on there as well. But everybody, thank you for joining me. I just hit 40,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'm doing a giveaway at 50,000 subscribers, so I'll talk a little bit about that. So what we're going to do when we hit 50,000 subscribers is we're going to do a giveaway. So the giveaway right now, it's between either an Amazon gift card or what's up, Dan Batista? What's up, brother? Doing a giveaway, either Amazon gift card or a Walking Dead inspired giveaway box. And I have some good Walking Dead stuff. I have also some Funko Pops that I'm trying to put away on there too. Thanks, Scott. Yep, this book right here. Thank you. It's book 1. I'm working on book 4 right now, guys. I'm really wrapping it up. I got 15, 16, 17. I got 3 more chapters to go of the Fight for Us book 4 conquered, and then it'll be out. Hopefully, the goal was to get it before Thanksgiving, but it'll definitely be out by the 1st of December. So we'll try to get that on there, just trying to do it right on there, guys. So hopefully you guys have checked out my books. They're very awesome to me. They're very dear to me. I'm just happy with the book series, and I'm getting better and better writing. And awesome, guys. Thank you, Joris, for buying it, and hopefully you like it on there as well. So the book series is dear to me on there. So I'm interested to know your thoughts on there. I'll do another video about it, but I don't want to give anything away. I want you to check out the book series, but I got many more books involved. So I have 3 books out right now, and I got much more. I got whole notes and notebooks when I was driving from Florida to Georgia. I had a whole bunch of ideas come up on there too. So I'm definitely, thank you, VR Shop. Very cool for 10,000 followers each one. So yeah, I am doing well. We're doing well. It's been a rough year. The beginning of the year was very rough, and we're wrapping up the year hopefully on a good note on there too. So I'm very excited for that. But I got much more material in my book series coming forward. I got some new characters coming in for the books. I got a new character in a lot of my books, on each of my books too. So I got a couple of new characters coming in book 4, and then 5, and wherever we go, it's a whole big series going for it. So books are on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. If you have Kindle, they have Kindle versions, but it's online. People, I don't know if you can get them at Barnes & Noble, the store. I've not gone to one. I'm going to have to jump into one and see if my book's available and talk to someone to see if it's there. But I know you can get them online. I'm an Amazon guy. I do Amazon.com and all that Amazon stuff. So if you can, definitely just check out Amazon.com. Put in Fight for Us. So there's a link in most of my videos for that. So it's just like this is how can put that in there just like that, Fight for Us. And it's one of those big things for just my book series. So overall, guys, Senoia, let's talk about that a little bit. Yes, I am Ryan in the book series. I didn't do Brian in there just because mix it up a little bit. I got a cousin Ryan and some friends Ryan as well. So I just thought Ryan was a better name to go with it. So has anyone been to Senoia or Senoia or Senoia, however you want to say it? But that's where they film the Walking Dead Woodbury season. So season 3. And they film Alexandria is actually right across the train tracks. And there's a lot of other filming sites around the area. And I've seen a lot of the filming sites on a couple different tours and a couple different things for it. And if you have the chance to go to Senoia or outside of Atlanta, I like Griffin, I like Noonan, and I like Senoia. There are 3 areas that are pretty close to each other. They're about a half hour away, maybe 45 minutes compared to where it is. But it's like central Georgia. Well, it's a little more northwest Georgia, where Atlanta is about an hour south of Atlanta. You would fly to Atlanta, rent a car and do all that, or drive if you're from Tennessee or Florida or South Carolina or something. I would recommend driving on there. So great. I hear Nebraska is nice. Very, very good for the 2 guys. And I wonder whatever happened to that group on there. Maybe they'll ever come back around on there as well. So I definitely want to have you guys go to Senoia if you can. I love it. I've been there, several times now. I like Atlanta movie tours. There's a Georgia touring company. Nick and Norman's, you got to go. I mean, the hat's expensive. This was like $20. I got my little bracelet thing was $2. I got, a shirt that was $20. I mean, buying the merchandise, you got to do it because when are you going to be there again, right? So you got to do a lot of, you got to have some money. It's expensive. But there's a lot of little shops around there, too. There's the ice cream shop, and then there's the Woodbury store. They have a lot of merchandise in there that I didn't want to buy, personally, myself. If you ever go into Senoia, bring a good amount of money, too, because it's expensive for Walking Dead stuff. But the one thing I did notice is that when I was at the Woodbury shop, they always have T-shirts. They have memorabilia. They had the, Lucille replicas. But they had a lot of Negan stuff. So Negan, to me, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And then they also had a lot of Lucille stuff. So Negan could go away. Lucille will still be around because if you know what happens in the comics, Lucille sticks around for a while, even when, Negan isn't the main guy anymore. But Lucille is there, so I think that's going to be a big moneymaker for them. And it'll be interesting to see when the Whisperers come around if they have merchandise for that stuff, like masks or something, or I don't know how they want to do it. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it because AMC is making a killing. They're doing very well. The Woodbury shop and all that stuff was packed. They had memorabilia flying out the shelves on there too. So I see a lot of questions about Oceanside. Let me answer that real quick. Oceanside will be back. It's a matter of when. I believe they will be in the second half of season 8 is when Oceanside comes back around. So Oceanside is very much in play. Now, hopefully, I don't know who exactly it is that comes back. Cindy, whatever. But Cindy has been the Sydney Park actress who plays Cindy from Oceanside. She's been at a lot of the conventions, too. So I would assume if you're doing more and more conventions, if you're doing more and more things, you're going to be sticking around in the series. So the other question right there, Aria, I'll answer that, is the wolves. The wolves are gone. Wolves are gone. They were taken out by Rick at the RV when they left Alexandria, besides the alpha wolf that was with Morgan. They all got taken out. So there's no more wolves around there unless there's some other part. But then that would be interesting if they did come back around. If there wasn't all of them, if they weren't totally eradicated, there was a small little group left out there and they rebuilt or whatever. So the big thing will be the Whisperers when they come around, probably in season 9. I would assume it's sometime on there too. But so, yeah, I back to getting normal. I put up all the panel stuff from the Walker Stalker convention. I'm working on a couple other videos. I got a bunch of different videos. I just have to find the time, even though we gained an hour in the States here from the fallback time zone thing. The daylight savings. Sorry, I'm losing track of the words, but the daylight savings. So we gained an hour for the Walking Dead. We got to wait a little bit longer. So I watched 3 episodes of Stranger Things last night. I got a third of the season down for season 2. I'm excited for it. I liked it pretty good. A lot of people don't know that Stranger Things is actually filmed in Georgia as well. A lot of that's filmed in Georgia. They were in a variety of spots too, which Georgia is becoming more and more the capital of filming on the East Coast of things for, different shows and TV and the Marvel movies. A lot of film there. So pretty cool. Heath, a lot of questions about Heath. We just don't know. Gimple has said it's highly unlikely that Heath will be seen in season 8. So that means it's about 50-50 chance of seeing Heath again. Will he be back in season 8, the very last couple episodes? If it is, I would assume it's in the season finale. Episode 16 is when Heath comes back. But more likely to me, he comes back in season 9, introducing the Whisperers, that he ran into this group or something. And maybe we actually see him in the RV. The RV runs out of gas. Some walkers come around and he's attacked by them. He gets away and he gets back to Alexandria somehow, is what I could think of, is my hypothesis of when Heath comes back around, because of the PPP card for whispering. That's what PPP is in the world of dynamic velocity. So we'll see how it translates, but we'll see if it goes down in season 8 or season 9 with it. So we'll see with the war stuff. I'm excited for it. Now let's talk about the whole Carl thing for a second. Carl is rumored to die. And there's a variety of things, and we just, got the information and shared it with everybody. So I didn't come up with this theory. I didn't come up with anything. I didn't come up with the idea of it, but it makes sense what the information that came out about it. Because is he going to college? Is he not? Is the character going to be around? It doesn't make sense to me that Carl would die because of a lot of things. Because Carl is the future of the show, the future of the franchise. When Rick wants to retire and be quiet and settle down and take his boots off, like he said on the panel, Carl can take over. But can Chandler Riggs do that? Is he that good of an actor? Is the question. Does he want to do that? First of all, if I'm Chandler Riggs, I want to be on the Walking Dead show for the rest of my life, as long as it goes. Because you're making, I don't know how much you're making a year on the Walking Dead per episode, but you're making a lot more money than you would doing any other thing right now, because of conventions and the episode money. Pretty much crazy. So I thought it was very interesting to have the idea that Carl is there. And, I want to know what your thoughts of that, guys, are. I'm not putting up videos to make you click on it and then not give you the information and be like, haha, fooled you. I'm not trying to fool you by any means, especially with this video or the Carl video or the Red Eye video or like that. I'm doing it as I'm sharing the information. And it makes sense that Rick would be very upset if he lost Carl. Give me a break. That makes sense, right? But what doesn't make sense is that Carl would die because in the show, because he's connected with the Whisperers, he's connected with future storylines, he's connected with a lot of more parts going forward in motion. Now, if the show wanted to do something really differently, they would kill Carl off. Now, do they have the balls to do it? I doubt it. I think that they would keep him around. If anything, if Chandler Riggs didn't want to do it, have the time jump after Carl gets wounded or shot or stabbed or whatever, or the grenade goes off, because there's going to be explosions in the mid-season premiere and the mid-season finale. It's going to be a big war, big battle scenes at Alexandria. Now, Carl could get wounded, and he could be laid up in Alexandria, so you wouldn't see him for a while. He's recovering, just like Michonne was, just like Rosita was at the end of season 7 into season 8. We haven't really seen them much, right? We're going into episode 3, probably not going to see Michonne and Rosita in this episode. Episode 4, maybe not. So it may take a while for them to come around. Now, Carl hasn't been seen since episode 9 filming. They're on episode 15 right now. So you're going to tell me that he hasn't been filming at all for all those episodes? Does it make sense that he dies? Maybe. Does it make sense that he's injured? Of course it does. He can get injured, be laid up, and you don't see him anymore. But will Chandler Riggs be coming back? Is he going to college? Did he not want to do it anymore? Is it contract dispute? I don't know the information. All I know is that I'm sharing the information that he could be there and couldn't be there. I would rather him be recasted than to kill the character off. Carl Grimes is a very important character in the world of Walking Dead. Now, is he the best actor, Chandler Riggs? No. Is he a good actor? He's okay. He's, a kid that you've seen from the very beginning. And I hate it when they recast parts for different actors. I hate that in shows, especially if it's a bigger thing. So Chandler Riggs, are you coming back? He's not going to be able to answer that. He's not going to say anything like that too, even though in the panel I did not see. I talked to some people in Walker Stalker. There was a panel with Enid and Carl, and Enid, Caitlin Nakin, said that Chandler is a dropout. She was joking that he's a college dropout, that he's not going to college, or is he doing online schooling or whatever? Was it, just saying something out there? I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Only time will tell. To me, it doesn't make sense that Carl dies, but if they want to do a drastic thing, they could kill him off or recast him, or if you get wounded in the time jump, it's a new actor. So we'll see what they do. Hopefully it's just done right. The other thing is that if Carl dies by Negan and his men, and Negan's basically responsible for it if the Saviors kill Carl, there's no way you keep Negan alive, right? I mean, come on. There's no way that you could do that. So if Carl dies, Negan needs to die too. I mean, it wouldn't make sense that because Rick, wants to keep Negan alive in the comic. Does that happen on the show? Do they kill Negan off? I think they keep Negan around for a long, long, long time, and that's what a big problem the show is. They don't know how to make you like Negan a little bit. He does some things. He hate him a little bit. He like him a little bit. He's kind of funny. He's kind of interesting. He's kind of this. He's kind of that. He's kind of a bunch of different things. You like him. You hate him. He's funny. He's stupid. He's all over the place. He's charismatic. He's entertaining. But he's ultimately the bad guy. Rick's the good guy. That's how it goes. Rick is Team Rick. He's the good guy. We've been following all the way from the very beginning. And Negan is the guy that is the villain, the adversary to Rick. So you can like Negan. People like bad guys. People like root for the bad guys. There's a lot of women that like bad boys, bad guys, bad things that come there too. And there's a lot of women who like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Negan. So they might keep him around for a very, very long time. Just like Daryl. Daryl's going to be around for a very long time too. So I know people are like, oh, Daryl's going to die. Daryl's going to do this. But it's like, I don't know why people would think that. Do people just do that to get a rise out of people? Because Daryl is one of the best parts of the show in my eyes. And also he's got this restaurant with Greg Nicotero, one of the executive producers with it. And, well, there's a couple other people. Robert Kirkman is one of the investors too. So they're going to be around for a long time. Why would that ever happen? And they're buddies, so how could you kill off your friend on there too? So Daryl brings a lot to the show. Negan brings a different aspect to the show as well. The other thing is, anybody going to watch Ride tonight with Norman Reedus? It's on at 11 o'clock. The first season was pretty good. It was better than I thought. I believe Jeffrey Dean Morgan's on this initial episode, or it's the one with Dave Chappelle. I'm not sure which one it is, what they're doing with first, but they're both going to be on the series. Dave Chappelle or Greg Nicotero's on there, Jeffrey Dean Morgan on there as well. So I'm going to watch Ride with Norman Reedus. I watch Comic Book Men too. I watch all the shows on Sunday. I watch The Walking Dead. I watch The Talking Dead. I watch the replay of The Walking Dead. And then I watch Comic Book Men on demand. But they're all good stuff with there and there as well. So I'm excited for a lot of good stuff, guys. How about you? Post your questions in the live chat bin over there. I'm interested to know your thoughts about 802, 803 in the series of Season 8, guys. I'm excited for it, so give you a little second to post some stuff in the live chat. We'll do the what happened? I lost the stream. Yep, I think it's back. All right, guys, it's resuming. Sorry, YouTube's jumping around a little bit, so bear with me a little bit on here with that. And yeah, like I said, guys, in the live chat, give me some questions or comments or anything like that, what you want me to work on. But I just hit 40,000 subscribers, and for those who have joined, thank you for coming back to join us this Sunday and being a part of this channel. I'm interested to know your feedback of things and what you like of the channel, what you like of the books, what you like of The Walking Dead. And so we'll see what happens with the Browning. The 50 cal is going to be at a different outpost. So we'll find that out this episode 803. We'll find out that the Browning 50 cal is going to be at a different outpost going to the sanctuary. We'll see if it ends up at the sanctuary or not. I would assume that it does, because Negan eventually has to get out of the sanctuary. How does he do that? We probably won't find out for a couple episodes. So it's going to be action-packed for 803 and 804. And then I'm not sure if the action goes down a little bit or it's just not as action-packed or crazy. But it's awesome, dude. The action's there. And people are giving it a hard time. People give The Walking Dead a hard time in general, but they're giving it a hard time with the endless amount of ammo that they're firing on the on the saviors with, guns, and no one reloads and no one says I'm out or no one does this, which they should have. I mean, it's hard to say, oh, give me a clip, I'm out. Oh, and you see them reload a little bit. That's all. Just make it a little more believable, and that's where people are giving it whatever too, especially with the Negan Rick. Got you in my sights and I hit everything but Negan directly on there too. Couldn't even hit him in the arm or wound him a little bit. So it's just crazy to think of it as like, come on guys, make it a little more believable. And yes, it's a zombie apocalypse show. And in my video, I talk about how to make The Walking Dead great again. I'm not saying it's not a great show already, but a lot of people are giving it crap. And I think the series is great, but there's definitely a lull since season 7 into season 8, and it's picking up again. It's getting better, but it just needs to be more believable. More things that we'd be like, survival, and that it's just like such crap where I don't really agree with some of the things that they're doing, and some of them, especially the Jesus thing, especially the Rick shooting the windows towards the wall and everything there too. Like if you read the comic, you would know that they're shooting at the windows to attract the walkers to the sanctuary more. But no one said that in there. They didn't say like, oh yeah, shoot the windows out. There's snipers in there, or keep them down, bring them in. We need to bring more, sounds to attract the walkers that are coming towards there. But no, you have to read the comic to get the full effect of the show. And people don't want to do that. People don't care that it's a comic. They care about the show. Like, I like the show. I like the comic. I like the comic better than the show for a variety of reasons. But the comic does a lot of things right. And the show they're trying to keep up with the Joneses of the comic and try to replicate stuff in the comic. And it doesn't always do the best for that as well. So just like Negan is my biggest thing, is Negan is not being the best. So, M King, if you want me to send your book, I can sign your books. I just have to mail it back to you, whatever on there. So we'll work something out. Let me know what you want to do on there. So I'll see if I can sign it for you and get them back out to you. No problem on there. I don't mind doing that. So it's just one of those things where season 8, it just needs to take the right steps for the series. And I don't know if people are going to be coming back that left, and people are still watching the show. I mean, they're still getting 11 million viewers, 12 million viewers. I don't know if it's because of DVRs or they're having parties and people are all getting together, or they're going to Nick and Norman's and who's watching this, or people were at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. So it's just interesting to see. And it's just, I don't know. I don't care about the ratings. I care about the content of the show. I care about having a lot of things just right on the show. And if you can, guys, let me know what you're thinking of the show for season 8 and the series as a whole. Even in not just this live stream, but in all the videos that I post on there too. So a lot of people are pissed at Jesus there. Big Sexy, great name. He just thought it was just okay to keep all these saviors alive for some reason. So that's an annoying part. Like, you would do that? You would do that in real life? I don't think so. Would you do that? Would you have taken a clear shot at Negan, hit him in the leg, hit him in the arm, something, wound him? So I don't know. The goal, you could have shot him in the arm and then still did what you did there. So I don't know what it is, but either way, people love the show unconditionally. People hate the show unconditionally. They could do great things on the show and people still hate it, but I like it. I love it. I'm going to be watching the show till it gets taken off the air or the hiatus. So like, that's the other thing. It's like, when do you think the show is a good time to have a break? Are we going to literally have 15 seasons of The Walking Dead? Is it going to take a break after 10? Would you want a break? I personally would like a break after the whole Whisperer thing, and then they pause with the main storyline, and then they do like a Negan backstory 6-8 episode season, or a Michonne backstory, or a Hilltop backstory, or a Kingdom backstory, or they do certain things where you still have Walking Dead content. And I'm not talking about Fear the Walking Dead. I'm talking about connection to the Walking Dead directly show, that you would have backstories. And maybe the Fear the Walking Dead connection crossover, which to me, I really still hope it's Abraham. They didn't really answer that in the panel. They asked the question to Michael Cutlass and them too, and he has a very interesting answer if you want to check out that panel, or even that question, the crossover question. I have a variety of good videos for that too, so hopefully you guys have seen the panel stuff. There's a lot of good content in there, so it's really cool content on there, from the Rick and Michonne panel to the Negan panel to the Abraham Army panel and the Kingdom panel. I just posted the Kingdom panel now. So George, what is my opinion of Dwight? He's okay. He's come around a lot. He's going to be helpful to Rick, and he is useful. He is a traitor to Negan. He is on Rick's side, and we'll see more of that in the season 8 as it progresses. We'll see if they do the storyline where he takes over the sanctuary or not, but I like him. I think he's a good, necessary character. I like the idea of Dwight storyline on there too. We'll see if Sherry comes back and has some problems, or if he's with Laura or whatever. So we'll see what happens with the comic storyline with Dwight. But I like him. What do you guys feel about Dwight? Do you like him or not? Do you think can you trust him? Can you not? Do you think he's full of crap? I think he was just torn what to do and where to come about, and he doesn't want to be under Negan's rule anymore. So he's helping Rick and them. So hopefully he does what's necessary for him to do. So what do I think will happen to Father Gabriel? Good question. I think he is a prisoner of Negan and the Sanctuary for a while. I believe when Eugene and Dwight and the Dr. Carson, they plan their escape. Maybe they get the workers to bounce out of there. And I believe Father Gabriel escapes at some point with the help of either Dwight or Eugene or the doctor or all three. We'll see how it goes down with it. Great question, George. Why was Arat not with Negan on the balcony? And who was Regina? That's a great question. Who was Regina? We don't know. She was there for, 5 minutes? And then I guess she's back in at the sanctuary, and we'll find out if she was at an outpost or whatever, because Gavin was there, Simon was there, Dwight was there, Eugene was there, and then there's this Regina girl. Why was it not Arat? Or whatever, I guess Arat's not a lieutenant of hers, I guess, or of Negan's. I guess Regina is someone running an outpost. We'll see. Hopefully they do that for that. Hopefully they answer those things. We don't like loose ends. Loose ends make my, the quote. So it's definitely interesting to see what happens in season 8. A lot of good spoilers are coming out. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good action. To me, it's going to be a Morgan heavy season, which is okay because he's kind of the Terminator now. We don't want morality, all life is precious. Morgan, that's Jesus now. So people are turning on Jesus. We don't need morality. We need you to take these saviors out. Keep certain people alive. Like if that guy, let's go back to the guy that had his hands up and pissed himself and said, I'm a worker, I'm this. And then he finds out that he's lying. He find out that he would kill Maggie. He would hurt Maggie. He destroyed the prenatal vitamins. And he's like, I don't care about you people and that too. And then you beat him up and then you tie him up. How can you trust that guy going forward? You're going to go live next to that guy at the hilltop? Come on, Jesus, that doesn't make sense. Take him out, move on with it. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Jesus. So Morgan and Jesus fight because of Jared, the saviors, the walkers. It's just a whole big thing. We'll find out the fight comes this episode, so we'll see. It looks pretty good. Lenny James is excited about the fight between Morgan and Jesus on Fight as well. Jesus would beat up Morgan, and he does. And we'll see how it goes down, and hopefully the fight lives up to it, because that was a big question in the trailer. That was like, who would win between Jesus and Morgan, and why are they fighting? Are they sparring on there too? But now we know it's a fight because of the different mentality, because Jesus wants to keep these saviors alive. Morgan, one of the saviors, tries to escape. When they're taking the saviors back to the hilltop with them from the outpost is why they're walking in a single file line, and Tara's got her gun pointed at the saviors, and they try to bring the saviors back to hilltop for some reason. And then one of them, these walkers come down a hill. They roll down a hill. They're coming towards Morgan and the Saviors try to escape. Morgan, I believe, kills one of them or tries to kill one of them, and Jesus doesn't like that. So then they start fighting, and there's a conflict between the two. Morgan and them fight, and then Morgan ends up leaving, and we'll see where he goes. But Morgan's going to be around for a while, and so we'll see how it goes down. And I'm excited to see it, guys. So it's a heavy Kingdom episode, a lot of Kingdom stuff, with them attacking an outpost, and they get away with it, and then they don't, and then it ends with Kingdom stuff. Morgan and Jesus transporting the Saviors to the hilltop, and then the whole Morales thing, which I like the idea of the Morales thing in theory. The execution of it, not so much. So especially because Morales, I'm going to like what happens to Morales this episode. It should be pretty awesome. But I'm excited to see the little Easter eggs and the breakdowns on there too. So we'll be doing videos tonight. We'll do probably a reaction type review episode, video of the episode. And then I'll do a prediction stuff for next week's episode. And then we'll do some more breakdowns once we have further time to do some of the breakdowns, like Easter eggs or things you may have missed or whatever for that going forward. And on Monday-ish, I'll probably have some videos on Monday. But I got the panel stuff up. I had, there are 3 parts, so 3, 6, 9, and then 11. So I had 11 parts of all the video panels from Walker Stalker. It took me about a week, but I got them up for you guys. And again, they are worth watching. They are funny. They are good. The Negan one has a lot of different stuff, and the 3 different parts, they won't let you down. They're pretty quality entertainment for that on there as well. So I'm excited for you guys to check out the content we have going forward. I got a lot more videos in the works. Episode 803, guys, that's tonight. We're about, it's coming up on 2 o'clock. So we're about 2 hours away, 7 hours away. I wish it was 2 hours away. 7 hours away from the episode tonight. And I'm excited, guys. So I'll do a couple more questions, rapid fire questions in the live chat. So if you got that going forward, check out my books. I got to give a shameless plug for that. Episode 803 looks great tonight. They're doing more filming in, they were in Griffin. They were at Alexandria this past week for the episode 15. I think they started filming episode 15 and then episode 16, and then they're done, guys. So I'm excited for it. Season 8 looks to be great. We got a lot of good stuff coming up with just videos, man. We got tons of videos coming. So is that guy who opened the gate Dylan Dante from comics? Don't know yet from the guy at the outpost. They kind of focused on him a little bit. So I'm excited to see if they're going to do anything with that character, that Savior. But we'll see who, it's got to be Dante, right? Dylan was the casting name, but I would assume it's Dante from the comics. So we'll see if there's some people you can trust. There's got to be a couple Saviors you can trust, right? So we'll see if the Jesus Morgan fight's good. The Morales death is awesome. The Eric death, the Shiva, situation. The Ezekiel stuff. We'll see how it goes down. Look for those Easter egg, guys. Look for the things. They post stuff in there. They hide stuff. They bring stuff around. So I don't know if Daryl's ever going to have a girlfriend. Good question, Ari. I don't know if he's straight or gay or what they're trying to do. They might just leave him as a lone wolf. But I wouldn't mind if he got a dog, He would, or an animal or something, someone to love, I don't know, something. But, not like that, by the way. But do you think Morgan will not listen and do what he wants for? Yeah, I think Morgan's going to go out and start still doing Terminator, cray mode. And that's what we want to see. We kind of flipped the script on Morgan. People are loving Morgan and people are hating Jesus right now. So it's interesting to see your guys' thoughts. So tune in late. Any more news of the big death, the mid-season finale? Talking Dead, SGNW. Nothing that big yet on the Carl possible death. When we get closer to it, probably the week of, we'll see if it's true or not. More of the information really comes out the week of, but nothing just yet from the different spoiler connections on there. So in the comic, George, Jesus, and Aaron are together, but not here in the show. Maybe that happens. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see. We'll see if people want to see that. We'll see if people want to deal with that on there too. So have you read the comics? Last thing, guys, have you seen comic issue 173? It came out, pretty recently. What'd you think of it? Did you think it was good? I thought it was interesting. The whispers was kind of weak, kind of cool, kind of not. Setting up the big thing with the New World Order in January. That should be the good stuff there. The New World Order, I would assume it's the group that came towards Eugene and Michonne and the princess. So that's true, Tanya. Morales dies tonight, which is like, why'd you bring that character around for that to happen? Junkyard people, we don't know when they come around just yet, but they are. We've seen them pretty soon, maybe in the middle portion of the first half of season 8. And maybe Rick gets captured, maybe stuff like that. Garbage Pail Kids, Jadis coming back. Hopefully Jadis' head gets chopped off right now. We'll see if Michonne does that to that character on there. So we'll see what happens with the scavengers. Why bring them around? What's going to be up with that? So we'll see. They're going to be back around. We're going to see Jadis and the scavengers again. And we believe that Rick is in the storage container, the shipping container, that Rick gets in there at some point, and he ends up being captured by the scavengers again. So we'll see if it's them setting something up or Rick gets captured on purpose, or we'll see how it goes down. So no, I don't believe that Dwayne's anything to do with the junkyard people. Dwayne's gone. If that's Morgan's kid, that's not. He's not alive anymore. Just like Lily, people were giving me stuff in my video. I know Lily died. I was saying that we didn't see it on camera, so that Tara said to Glenn that she saw her sister be devoured, be swarmed. We just never saw it on camera, where she might come back possibly, right? If you don't see him die on there, but that character was probably, that's her only thing, where she killed the governor for that. So yeah, no, just like Dwayne. I mean, we didn't see Dwayne happen, but Morgan said it happened. So Dwayne's not coming back. Lily's not coming back. We'll see. The bigger thing is Heath or Sherry. Who comes back first? The Grady Memorial cops, they're going to stay at Grady Memorial. Why would they ever leave? They can go out, come back, make runs, do that stuff. They got power. They got this. They got a bunch of different things. So I would assume that they would be around for a long time at Grady Memorial. They would never leave. So that actually be kind of interesting to know if you saw a couple of those cops make their way there. But you wouldn't just go right to Alexandria. You're not going to the White House or some major thing. You're just going to a little suburbs off in the middle of nowhere in Virginia. It's not a big monument on there as well. So we'll see what happens in the future of the series and on there too, guys. So we don't know where Sherry went. We'll know that she'll be back, though, eventually if it sticks to the comic connection, which I wouldn't mind if she came back. She was okay. She brought some different aspects, especially for Dwight after the war is over, I would assume. So I think Heath comes back first, then Sherry. Heath will come back probably the end of season 8, if not early season 9 for it. So there you go, guys. I got to get to it, get my Sunday going here, continue writing my books. 1, 2, sorry, initial plugs. I know, I'm sorry. But Fight For Us, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, all that good stuff. Sadiq will be back in a couple episodes. We'll see when Carl meets up with Sadiq. Again, Carl will be the one that does that. So when we have a Carl, when he comes back around, we'll do that. So there you go, guys. Thank you for joining me on this live stream. I'm glad I'm back to doing live streams. Walker Stalker was great last weekend. I got the panel videos. I can't stress it enough. Definitely check out the panel videos because there's some good, awesome stuff in there too. When we go to conventions, we try to get video to do that so that people can't be there for you guys. I got the panels. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate that you guys say that books are great because they mean a lot to me. I put some time, effort, and energy into them, and I really like them too. So you guys have a nice Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday, or I guess it's still Sunday if you're watching it there too. Maybe Monday if you're in, Europe or something. But enjoy the episode tonight. I'll be making videos after the episode. Should be a good stuff. Should be a good episode. 803 looks to be very cool. Thank you for joining me on there, guys. Thank you for all the good stuff. Thank you for the VR shop. Definitely check them out on there, guys. They do some cool stuff on there. Super Chat VR shop. Thank you for that. So it's the VR shop. Definitely help me out for that. And if you can, guys, check out my other videos, my books, and all that good stuff. Instagram, Twitter, @the PT channel, on Facebook, the Walking Dead community. you know where I am, guys. So if you can, guys, check out the other stuff. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the episode tonight, and thank you for watching.